Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes Are Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther, the third. And man, what an awesome week. All these wrestlers I've been talking to, and Canada's finally listening to me and listening to Joe Panther and the Dudes Are Ringside. But now, tonight, fans, we have a treat. We have a young lady that's been in the wrestling business for a while, and she's awesome. I know she's gonna bring the fire because I know that she likes to play with Legos. Let's give a warm dudes at ringside welcome to Mary Lee Rose. What's going on, Mary? How are you today?
Hey, I'm really good. How about you?
Good, good. So who trained you?
Well, I started 18 years ago in my hometown in Sorel-Tracy, which it's actually not a it's not a known wrestler that trained me. His name is Jean-François, and after that, after like he did the first trainings for me, but then after I went to like a couple other trainers in the Montreal area. I've been trained by Alex Price, Lufisto a bit. And I trained also at the Torture Chamber in Montreal. And recently, I did some trainings with the IWS Dojo in Montreal as well. So I cannot say that I have one trainer, but I've been trained by a lot of people.
Mm. So let's go back. What was your energy like the first time you went through the curtain?
I almost peed myself. Like,
Oh no!
oh no, really, I got so freaking nervous. But I'm at the same time, I'm a showgirl. I've did before wrestling. I've did dance. Like I was doing modern dancing and hip hop and everything. When I started when I was 3 years old, so I've been on the stage like pretty much all my life. But wrestling is different because wrestling is not only acting; it's also a sport. All my family was in the crowd, like all of them, and I got scared, nervous. It went really bad, but I've got like addict to the feeling right away, even even if I like after I was so proud of myself and everything. So yeah, I got addicted the first time I went through the curtain.
That's like the most important part.
Yeah,
You said the word that instantly the light went off in my head. You're addicted.
I
There's
am.
most people that you know what I mean. There's most people that are in this business that they do it just because it's a side gig. They have a real day job. But
Yeah.
you said the most important thing. You're addicted. You're addicted to this business. It's
Yes.
not just so. Out of all the stuff you learned from the person you trained, like what did you take from all of it? Like what was the style or anything you took from it?
Um. Every each of them actually like I've learned something different from them, like psychology, how to work in the business, how to be professional, how to. I think that they were so different, all of them. Uh, I cannot say one thing like particularly that I learned, but I know that each of them made me what I am today, like for sure. And they completed what I needed to be complete as a worker.
Hmm. So I've watched some of your loaded some of your footage on my YouTube channel that you've probably seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that match you did with the Legos. Like, let's talk about.
It was actually a mystery box match that we did at the biggest show of NWC that is located in Montreal. It was the biggest show of the year, and all the matches in on that show has a specification. Like it's some of it is hardcore and everything, and we didn't want to do hardcore. We didn't want to. We just wanted to have fun. Okay, so we decided to do a mystery box match. There was bugs everywhere, and we didn't know what was inside. Well, we didn't know, and
Oh no,
Uh,
kayfabe. No, la
yeah,
la la.
no, exactly. We didn't know what was inside at all. And there was one with two bags in that, and we decided to do a Lego spot where I actually choke slam one of the guys into the Legos. I didn't want to take the Legos, to be honest, because as I said, I didn't want to be hardcore that day. I felt like I felt like
You're not a
having
hardcore
fun.
lady today.
No,
No.
well, I can be a hardcore lady, but that day was like a soft day.
I said,
Uh,
I want to be half hardcore today.
exactly. I will do all the other stupid things in the match, but not the Lego. And then after I not choke bomb, but choke slam the Kevin into the Legos, I did a back suplex. I ended up pretty much bumping into the Legos anywhere, anyway.
Oh
So
jeez.
yeah, it hurted. It hurted really bad. Like walking on the Lego is the worst thing ever, but bumping in Legos is actually worse. It's worse than a chair shot.
Oh jeez. So as you just said, you think the leg. So you definitely would never want to take a tack spot.
Oh no, no tax. I'm like no, I'm 100% no tax. But Legos, I will do it. I think I wouldn't mind doing it. Now that I know the feeling, you know.
Hmm.
But no, I will not do a tax though. Like not no, I'm not that hardcore, I guess.
So what would you say so far in your career would be like the craziest spot you ever took?
Um, there was one time it there was one time I did a street fight against Sally, a wrestler from Montreal as well, and we actually had a draw at the end of the match, and the spot was we were fighting at the top of a ladder, and there was a table right next to the ladder, and then we ended up doing a headbutt and falling both of us on the table, but the table didn't break.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it hurted, and I knew that she was kind of scared of the spots. So I've protected her, and I took the bump like she bumped it on me. Like she just bumped on me, and the table didn't break. So we kind of made like a basketball, just rebound on the table. It hurted really, really bad, but it looked crazy though. It looked really good because
I got to find that footage. If you find that footage, send it to me. I got to see
I
that.
I think that I have that match somewhere. Yes, I'm
Make
pretty
it
sure I
talk
can
about it.
find
It
it
would be
for
horrible
you.
to say. It would be horrible to say I want to watch you guys bounce off a table like a bouncing ball. But if you
I
can find that footage for me, like I'll post it, but I'll post it with a warning at the end.
I'll do this. I'll do that. Yeah, I will find it for you.
Cool. Um, is there any like hardcore or regular wrestlers that are on the independent scene from like Canada or in America that you've been wanting to wrestle with and you haven't had a chance to wrestle with them yet?
Regular wrestler or hardcore? Yeah, I have a lot of opponents that I really want to work with. Like some who I can say. I really like Ali Catch. Like
Mm, that'd be a good
she's
match for
really
you.
good. Yeah, and she was on the same show than me at the Femme Fatale show in Toronto in last June. And I really really liked her. I really enjoy her work, and I know that she's doing like a lot of hardcore too.
She does a lot
Uh,
of matches lately. I'm like,
yes,
she's
she's
everywhere. It's like,
everywhere.
girl needs to take a weekend off, take a cup of coffee, or take a glass of wine and just sit there, watch Netflix, and just chill. Relax, girl.
Yes.
You're gonna kill yourself. Every weekend, I'd be like, nah. If I had to do a podcast every weekend, I'd be like, I'm subtly retiring. Like, even though I have 4 podcasts right now running at the same time on my channel, but like
That's
I know
enough.
when I know when to space out my booking, so I'm not gonna like have ghost head talk and then interview a wrestler 2 seconds later. So, um,
So yeah, she's pretty much everywhere, but I would really love to work her like one day.
that's awesome. That's totally awesome because like wrestlers nowadays, sometimes they like to work with each other. Some wrestlers are not really fond on wrestling with certain
Mm.
people. Um, so On the side, do you collect anything?
Um, well, all I can say, I sorry, it's not my first language, English, by the way.
Like,
uh,
collect, like, like toys, pops, and stuff like that?
oh no, I do have a couple pups, but not wrestling pups. But I
Mm.
do have a lot of wrestling shirts, though.
I
I
see over your shoulder you have the ones from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I have the one from Hocus Pocus.
I
I
can
have
see that. I can see the
Batman
girls.
too. Yeah, I have Batman too, and I have Dobby from Harry Potter there. And I have it other in another room.
Well, what did you think about the most recent Hocus Pocus? Was it your thing, or you were like, eh?
Well, it was not the classic one. I will always prefer the first one, of course. It was not as bad as I would thought it would be, though.
Yeah, I
Like,
thought the same thing.
yeah, because I when I listened to it, I had low expectation. I went in there, I was like, Hocus Pocus is like one of my favorite Halloween movies of all time, and I really need to watch it. But I get there with low expectation, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Have you ever been in Salem?
Yeah, I've been to Salem, but
Okay, just checking.
not in Halloween time. Not in Halloween time though, but
Oh,
it's
girl,
like I
you
need to
have to
go
take a
there.
trip. Go around Halloween. I went with my family. We made the biggest mistake of our lives. We took a trip around Halloween. Girl, you would have thought the Beatles were in town. Sidewalks were packed. The street,
Oh
everybody was walking
wow.
around in the outfits. Girl, it was like nuts. It was nuts.
Wow. I really want to go there sometime. Yeah.
It's so
Yeah, for sure I
cool.
will.
And they have you walk around, they have tours and everything. Like
Yeah.
Halloween time is nuts. So, we're like, well, we're gonna slow it down now. If there is any young male or female wrestler, a fan that wants to get in the business,
Yeah.
and they didn't know where to turn, what kind of advice would you give them and why?
I think that I would tell them to be um start smart. What I mean by that is don't put yourself before you are 100% ready. Like don't put yourself in if you're not 100% ready because a lot of I feel like a lot of rookies now are starting way like too early. They are doing a couple trainings and then they start their first match and everything, and it's too soon. Like train as much as you need before going into a match, and because um you want to feel at least like prepared to go into your match, not like just go there and play wrestling, as I say when people are not taking it seriously, if I can say.
Yeah.
I feel that like IWS Dojo is doing a pretty good job with that. Like they are the one that decides uh, when the rookies are doing their first match and everything, and I feel like they're doing a really good job with that. But a lot of rookies are going way too fast, and they have to take their time.
Mm. All right. Marie, I would like to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm so thankful that I booked you and we finally got together on the screen. Please tell your wrestling friends and please tell the promotions that you work with about Dudes at Ringside because I would love to have
Yeah,
the
of
creators
course.
and owners on the podcast. I'm Joe Panther the Third,
Hi, Merrily Rose, Dirty Pretty Merrily Rose.
and we will catch you in the next one. Good night, everybody. Good night, Canada.
Bye.